Okay, Muslims. So answer this question for me. It's not a rebuke. It is a question, and to also just point out an error in the Quran, because there's no truth in the Quran, and it's just a bunch of false doctrine. So if you want, this is not rebuke anything, and I'm showing you what's wrong and errors in your Quran or whatever. But so if you're following the Quran, you're Muslim, right? It says in the chapter 4, verse 34 to 35, or either. Um, it says, "Men in charge of women by right of what Allah has given one over the other, and what they spend for maintenance from their wealth. So righteous women are devotedly obedient, guarding in the husband's absence, what Allah would have them what Allah would have them guard. But those wives from whom you fear arrogance, first advise them. Then, if they persist, forsake them in the bed. In bed, and finally strike them. But if they obey you once more, seek no means against them. Indeed, Allah is ever exalted and grand. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me read this again. Okay, but those wives from whom you fear arrogance, first advise them. Okay, it's always good to advise people. Okay, then if they persist, forsake them in bed, and finally strike them. So that's abusing. So you assist a wife beater, a god that supports wife beating, so putting hands on someone. So what about so you're allowed to beat your wife if she doesn't really listen. You can just like, 'cause it's a strike, so that can mean a slap, a punch, or it can mean either the other or one or the other, but it says strike them. So you're following a wife beating God. Okay, I thought, even though the Bible says to love one another, and if someone were to like smack the shove you or punch you, you turn the other cheek. You never strike your wife. You never do that. You never strike your parents. No. You never strike any random person. No. No. So explain this to me, Muslims. Okay, those that read the Quran, and you're saying, oh, there's no errors in the Quran. So explain this to me.